everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Well, today we've got a video that, to be honest with you, it's a real dichotomy for me because normally this was my favorite, all-time favorite haul to do. Now, this is a video you guys requested. I'll talk more about a little history on that, but I'm excited to see what's in the boxes, but to be honest with you, I'm not excited to do this video for reasons you will find out. So let's get started. Okay, first off, let's do our shout out. Today's shout out goes to Denise Vasquez Lemrick. I hope I got that right, sweetie. Denise says, I just found your channel in my feed and I'm so glad I did. I love how humble, real, and thorough you are. Thanks for introducing me to some products that I haven't seen anyone really review or explain what they really do the way you do. I love your style and look forward to future videos and reviews. By the way, I absolutely love the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. So much I bought it for both of my daughters and forced them to try it. Laugh out loud. It's my new ride or die and definitely with a sponge. It's buildable on me and so flawless on my dry skin with good skin prep and hydrating primer. Love my Too Faced Hangover RX Hydrating Primer. Lots of hearts, and P.S. I turned 53 on January 29th. Well, Denise, the reason I read that comment is it just really touched me. Thank you so much for the lovely compliments that you gave me. I'm so thrilled that you found my channel, and even though this video is going to go up several days, probably a week or so after, I'd like to wish you a happy belated birthday, sweetheart. I hope the year ahead for you is filled with good health, happiness, and success. And welcome to my channel. Love you. Okay, now let's get started. A little backstory on this, and this is going to be a longer video, so you guys know. I'll put timestamps in the description box if you want to skip past all the backstory and you just want to see the haul part of it. But basically, I put up a video probably, it's been a couple months, 3 months ago or 2-3 months ago. And I asked you guys, I explained that, you know, because people were wondering why I wasn't using Beautylish's links anymore. Because that was pretty much, other than Sephora, Beautylish is what I went to exclusively. And those are the links I used. And I explained in a video that I had difficulty with Beautylish and that I was no longer, unfortunately, going to be shopping with them. That choice was taken from me, which I will explain. And I wanted to know if you guys not only wanted to see the Beautylish haul, but if you wanted to hear what happened. Because I didn't want to add all that in if you guys just wanted to see the products and didn't want to hear what happened. And 100% everyone not only responded they wanted to see it, but I've gotten several comments since then saying, when are you going to do the Beautylish haul and tell us what happened? We want to know. So today I'm finally doing that. And believe it or not, these are products in here I have not touched. I have not opened these boxes except for to get one item out, which I'll show you and explain. So it upset me so much that even though I've been so excited about what's in these boxes and wanting to use them, I haven't opened them. That's how much this upset me. So a little backstory. If you guys have been with me for a long time, or even if you look back at the very beginning of my channel, you'll see I was shopping from Beautylish from the very beginning. My first Natasha Denona palettes I bought, the big, the big huge ones, what are they, 28 pan or something. You know, I bought all those from, I've purchased a lot of things from Beautylish and I loved them. I had wonderful experience shopping with them. Well, then, I don't know, it was sometime last year, it was either at the end of 2016 or beginning of 2017, I had received, I can't remember what it was, but it was something, I think it was an eyeshadow palette that I received broken. And they asked for pictures and stuff, which I provided. I think it was one of my Natasha Denona palettes, actually. And they asked for pictures, and I provided those, no problem. And, everything went on, not a problem. Continued shopping with them. And then I had something else, I think there was an order I got that something was, I know what it was. My Sicily Black Rose Oil was missing from my order. And so I called them up and told them, it was missing, and they replaced it. Didn't seem to have a problem. There's no pictures I can provide them because it was missing. Then I remember one instance where I noticed something was changing. For those of you that don't know, I had a mammogram and had several lumps discovered in my left breast, and I had to go through, anyways, just a lot, some horrible procedures that I had to go through. And during that time, because of the fact that I wasn't working, I wasn't doing anything, my finances, of what I budget, obviously not savings, but what I budget for the month were tight. And I remember that I had, I'd placed a big order with Beautylish like a month or two before that. So I was on the payment thing, and I had a payment coming out that, if I remember correctly, was around $250 or something. And I called them up and asked them if they could extend it just 1 week until I don't know, I think it was a royalty check that I had coming in. And they wouldn't do it. They absolutely refused to do it. Nope. Even talked to the manager, nope, not going to do it. And they took it. They didn't, and that really upset me that, I've never asked you to do that before. This is obviously extenuating circumstances that I'm dealing with a health crisis, but they didn't care. It didn't matter. And so anyways, that was the first sign to me that something was different, if you will, because I'd never been treated that way before. Every time I had any kind of communication with them, I always felt it was so wonderful and warm and friendly. And anyways, so then that brings me to a little more current, several months forward. I got a call from somebody that I'm not going to say the person's name or their sex or anything because I don't want to expose them and get them in trouble. But basically, one of my mom's best friends has a child who works there. And they contacted me and informed me that there were notes on my account that were not very nice, that talked about, there were several comments about, that situation of my asking for the payment to be extended till Friday. And there were comments on my account about to check all my orders before they go out and have them verified by somebody else that, I had a broken item, and then one that I said I didn't receive at all, basically saying that I was full of shit. Even though I spend thousands of dollars there, okay. So anyways, and I contacted, after, I received this information, I contacted Beautylish and talked to their CSR, he's their, I don't know, CSM, he's their customer service manager, basically. And I explained to him that my concerns with it, and that I was not very happy to learn that there were disparaging comments on my account. And, they didn't really have much response to it. They didn't verify, they didn't confirm it or deny it. But that kind of put me in a real sour, way, if you will. But I continued to shop with them, even with that. Hey guys, I just wanted to add this in because I totally forgot about this until I was going through my emails, and I wanted to show this to you as well. What had happened in this instance is that my husband had wanted to surprise me. You guys probably saw the haul because I posted it. It was for our anniversary, if I remember correctly. So, he knew some items that I wanted from Beautylish, and he opened up his own account and placed an order.
Not long after doing that, he received an email stating that, as you can see from the emails here, that I owed $100 on my other account under my email address, and because of that, they had canceled the order and closed the account. They didn't even bother to verify, even though the account was under my husband's name, they didn't bother to verify that it was a different person placing the order. They just assumed because it was going to the same address that it was me. In other words, in order to avoid paying my last $100 payment on a particular order I had placed, that I just opened up an account under somebody else's name. My husband was highly offended, and I was highly offended. Not only did they share my financial information with him, thinking it was me without verifying first, but they canceled the account and canceled the order, assuming it was me. He did end up talking to Art, who is their customer service manager, and getting it straightened out. But I just wanted to add this in because this was another instance of Beautylish assuming things about me and treating me differently. So just wanted to add that.
And then we bring to this next order, which was one of these. When I opened it up, I had two products one that I, excuse me, I had one product actually, let me clarify, that was from a previous order that I was having a lot of problems with. And this is not an inexpensive product. This Tom Ford palette, this is the Soleil Contouring Compact. I think this is, I don't know, I'll put a price up if I remember, but I think this is like 110 or something, or maybe it's 80 something, I don't know, but it's not cheap. But in this particular order, I had received, I had ordered the, by Kevyn Aucoin, the Sensual Skin Fluid Foundation, and the box had a different shade in it than I remembered ordering. And so I went online and looked, and sure enough, I ordered the right shade, but the wrong shade was in the box. So I called up Beautylish, and boy, I was not looking forward to making this call. And the representative I talked to, it just so happened to be the one that I had talked to originally that I didn't have a very good experience with when I had asked to have my payment extended. And I knew it was that person because their voice is very identifiable. Anyways, he not only wanted pictures of the bottle, but then he wanted pictures of the front of the box, a picture of the top showing the shade, and a picture of the bottom showing the barcode. Now, let me explain this to you just so you have a little backstory on this. You heard a shortened version of what my experience had been recently with them, and knowing about, them basically in my notes on my account saying they didn't believe me about, having a broken product, even though I sent them pictures, and having a missing product that, so that was already in my mind, on top of the fact that I had this product that was clearly bad, that I needed to return, but that I was worried about returning because of all of that. So that was in my mind. And I'd just gotten home from an absolutely horrific procedure I had where they had stuck so many needles into my breast. I know this is graphic, sorry, but my mom was there with me. It was an absolutely horrific experience. I've never felt pain like that before. It tears me up just thinking about it. They kept trying to go into the mass, and they weren't able to because they're stupid fucking, I guess, these needle things that they had been recalled, and they thought they'd been recalled, and they thought they'd removed them from the entire hospital, but they hadn't removed them from the satellite hospital that I was at. Real nice. And this was the breast cancer center, mind you. Anyways, so they kept doing it over and over and over and over and could not get it to work. And they later found out that was why, because they had the bad batch there still. So, I'd just gone through that experience and had been bawling hysterically. Finally, after, I think it was the third or fourth time I told them they had to stop. I couldn't do it anymore. And then they realized that they had that. Anyways, that has nothing to do with this except for the fact to explain my mental state. So when he asked me for all this, I said to him, I said, so just to clarify, you want pictures of the bottle and the label on, I forgot, sorry, let me just show you. He wanted pictures of the bottle, the label on the bottom of the bottle, the box, the label on the box, and the barcode. So I said, you want pictures of this and that and this and that and this and that just to confirm, right? And he said, yes. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll do that for you. I was getting, you know, I was just not, I probably should have just waited to deal with this. You know, the order literally showed up on my doorstep when I walked in the door from this, so I probably should have waited because I was not in a good frame of mind. I mean, I'll tell you that much. So, and to have them ask for not only pictures of the bottle and the label on it, I understand, but pictures of every angle of the box fucking pissed me off. Excuse my language, but it pissed me off. And I was thinking, I instantly flashed back to those notes on my account I was told about. And coincidentally, so how this ties in is that I still have the email. I'll put it up somewhere here if I can find it. But coincidentally, the week prior to this happening, or maybe 2 weeks prior, I don't know, the CEO of Beautylish had sent me and probably every other Beautylish customer an email saying, hey, you know, we want to make sure we're doing right by you. I mean, I'm just, you know, summarizing. Please let us know your experiences shopping with us, blah, blah, blah. I think his name is Nils, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, I'll put it up here somewhere if I have it. I believe I do. But because that instantly flashed in my mind that, hey, you know, he just got done sending me this email saying, tell me your experience. We want to improve, basically. And so after I did this, I took all the pictures he wanted and sent them to him. And once I sent them to him and proved that, you know, hey, you sent me the wrong shade. I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass to get another one for free. If I wanted that, I'd buy it. You know, I mean, just because, you know, you ask for a payment extension one time because you're having a health crisis doesn't mean that you don't, you know, you're not financially secure and can't afford what you're purchasing. I mean, it just, the whole thing just pissed me off, and I reached a boiling point, and I sat down that day after sending the pictures to him, and he told me, oh yeah, we'll send you another one. Oh, now you see you sent me the wrong one, that I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. Is that it? Now that I've sent you pictures of every angle of the bottle and box. So I sat down and responded to that email to Nils and told him the history of what had happened. I was not happy. Now, to prove this, and like I said, that's why this is going to be a longer video, because there's going to be somebody out there that's going to say, oh, whatever, you know, who knows. I have the emails here. I'm not only going to put a picture of them up there, but I'm going to read this to you, what I wrote. Now, this is in response to the representative that asked me of this first. So I wrote, Andrew, as requested, I've provided you with the pictures of the product in question, showing not only the outside of the product box, front and bottom, but the same of the jar. Okay, so see, I'm not... Since apparently the word of your customer means little, and you can clearly see in the photos, I was sent SF03. As shown in my order, I ordered SF02. Andrew, while you say you're only following policy by your instructions, treating your customers as though they're being dishonest does not preserve a relationship well, nor does your extremely apathetic attitude in response to my expressing my dissatisfaction towards your response. Especially in this industry where there's much discussion regarding brands and companies, brands/companies and dealings with them. Most companies have a standard of care in regards to how they handle their customers. As I have learned, this appears not to be the case in this situation, since certain customers appear to have much more leniency afforded to them than others and are shown much more respect. As further evidenced by this latest situation, which should be simple and have a quick resolution. The fact that I not only have to send front, back, and bottom pictures of the product as proof of my statement, but then have to wait for the shipping department to provide you their options, and for you to call me and relay these options, honestly, I've never seen a basic replacement handled in such a manner. Further evidence that Beautylish treats me far differently than they do other customers. Because he told me, the reason I say this, because he told me that after I sent him the pictures, that he would send it to the shipping department so that they could then give him options on what to do. In other words, refund me or replace or whatever, even though I just wanted it replaced. And then he would call me and let me know what those options were, instead of just replacing the product. Anyways, it was bad enough that I had read to me comments that had been placed on my account, relayed by someone who knows and respects me. I spoke with your CSR manager about that. But I was also informed that Beautylish records outgoing transactions of certain customers' orders, and that mine is one of these. That's one of the things this person told me, was that they Beautylish on people that they believe are possibly, being dishonest of having broken items or what have you, that they actually record, or missing items, that they actually record the order as it's being put together before it goes out. That's what I was told. I don't know if it's accurate or not. Remember, these are just my opinions and experiences. I'm not claiming them as factual. Here I go. While I do not know if the statement is in fact accurate, I find it highly concerning nonetheless, especially given the current situation. For years, Beautylish has been my favored means of ordering, and the company I always recommended to friends, family, fellow authors, readers, and viewers, using Beautylish's links in all my videos, even if I purchased the product elsewhere, just like I said to you guys. However, in light of the most recent events, it's become clear to me that my relationship with Beautylish has been irreparably harmed, and there's no care to mitigate this damage, rather to inflame it. I feel as if I've been deceived and my confidence rattled. To put such a wonderful face forward to the public, yet gossip, label, and make accusations against the very customers responsible for your company's success behind the scenes truly behooves me. I simply cannot believe that a successful business owner, as Nils is, believes that this is fair business practice or proper standard for customer relations, especially for a company with a growing but still limited brand representation that is highly dependent upon customer referrals for their continued success. In closing, I would like you to consider one thing. All it takes is one customer who feels as if they've been mistreated to make an impact. One unhappy customer talks to another, and so forth. And when you're dealing with customers who have a large outreach, that impact can grow quickly. While my social media impact may be very small in relation to my beauty blogging, that is not the case in terms of my profession. But all customers, regardless, should be treated with care and respect. After all, without people such as myself, Beautylish would not be where they are today, and certainly would not have continued growth opportunities. I look forward to hearing from you. And then, as you can see here, hopefully, I provided pictures of every angle of the bottle and box he requested. Now, I CC'd this to Nils because of the fact that, like I said, he had, sent me that email asking for my responses to how my experiences. I received this on May 30th, just so you guys know, 2018. And I'm telling you, I was so shocked when I read this email. I cannot express to you how shocked, upset, just absolutely dumbfounded I was. Now remember, this is the CEO of Beautylish that wrote this to me. The CEO, the top dog. He responds, "Hi Shelby, thanks for the note." That was a letter, but thanks for the note and bringing your concerns to our attention. We are providing a full refund for the Kevin Aquan Foundation. This will reduce your payment due and there is no need to send it back. If you could please return the Tom Ford Soleil Contouring Compact, and upon receipt, we will issue you an additional refund to the original payment used for the order. I did watch your video and the compact appeared to be in good shape then, so I'm not sure what's wrong and I look forward to finding out. I spent time reviewing your account and listening to your call with Andrew. It seems that we've consistently let you down over time. In spite of doing the right thing, you failed to extend courtesy or respect to our team in return. As such, I will be closing your account as it is clear we cannot meet your expectations. Thank you for understanding and will be looking for your return. A return label can be found below. Best, Nils. I responded to him with an email that it's so long that, well, you know what? If you guys want to fast forward through this, you can. I'm just going to tell you the response so you have the full facts to deal with. This was my response to him. Nils, thank you for your reply. As for the Tom Ford Compact, yes, it appeared perfectly fine upon receipt, as all I did was swatch the product and then place it aside for the planned video in which I would use it. I cannot say if the issue was there at the time or if the product developed one. I did take note of the fact that only the blush, which is the center strip, appears to have an issue. The highlighters on either side appear, as of this moment, fine. That is why I believe it to be a fault of the product. If some outside factor caused the issue, I would expect to see all three products affected. As for your response to my concerns, I will say that I'm quite shocked. It was my belief that Beautylish has always been a company that took customer satisfaction as a priority. And you may have listened to my most recent conversation with Andrew, which taken alone may be out of context, but if taken on the whole, including the last few interactions, would be indicative of my response. In your reply, you stated, in part, in spite of doing the right thing, you failed to extend courtesy or respect to our team in return. This would be a perfect example of conjecture. What I fail to understand is why there would be no question as to who had made me so upset. Since this was not asked, I'll offer a brief summary of what accumulated into my latest response in hopes that this may explain the situation. During a previous transaction with Beautylish where I spoke to Andrew about an issue with a product, a $7 bottle of primer no less, that's what it was, I was asked to photograph. It was a $7 bottle of ordinary primer, and if you guys look at my last Beautylish haul, it was in that, and when I got it, it was like a quarter full. I showed it on the video. I was asked to photograph the product and instructed that I should open my orders immediately upon receipt rather than waiting to open them on camera as I'd done in the past. Since you watched my video, I'm sure you were able to see that I open all orders on camera so viewers can enjoy the experience with me. Unfortunately, as I've been undergoing treatment for breast cancer, the recording of this video had been delayed due to difficulties I had with my treatment. I took no issue and photographed the product as was requested, although as a customer this leads to automatic feeling of distrust, one easily avoided by the standard return and replacement policy many companies employ, which is, just return it and I'll replace, replace the product and I'll return this to you. Then you can see that it's in fact an error. I believe the issue had been resolved and moved forward. However, within a day or two, I was contacted by an individual, which I've kept confidential out of respect for their employment, who informed me of disparaging notes that had been placed on my account. The comments were read to me and I was informed that certain steps had been taken when dealing with any returns and my orders in general. As this person has known my family for well over 15 years, they felt outraged on my behalf. As I felt that I had not contributed to such actions being warranted, I reached out to your customer service manager, relayed the facts to him as they had been relayed to me, and asked that it be dealt with promptly. In other words, remove the crap off my account. My basis for the request was, 1, the information was inaccurate and at best defaming at worst. 2, the comments would, without doubt, cause any whom dealt with me in the future to automatically lose their objectivity, which it had. When I contacted Beautylish after receiving this last order, which I promptly opened, and spoke with Andrew again, whom's the one I dealt with previously, I felt this judgment. Whether it is true or accurate or not, I felt it just the same. asking not just for a photo of the label to prove the incorrect item had been shipped, but requesting that I photograph the top and bottom of the box and inside bottle sent a clear message. My word was being questioned, distrusted once again. Nils, I ask you, if you repeatedly praised a company, watch any of my Beautylish videos, loved your experiences with them, and then out of the blue received information that said they clearly felt quite differently about you and your business dealings with them, how would you respond? Personally, as I've stated on my channel numerous times, my reputation means everything to me and I take it quite seriously, which I do. Just as I took the comments extremely personal, as I believe any other customer would. I had hoped that by reaching out to you, my concerns would be addressed, as I've been a loyal customer for years, and first attempted to address the issue through your management team. In addition, as I stated in my email, even with the issues of late that I have encountered, still I've spoken nothing but glowing reviews regarding Beautylish, referring countless customers to your business, which is true. In a world of social media where it's so easy to make everything public, never once have I smeared your business's name nor spoke of it in a negative manner. Never once. My YouTube channel is small, but my social media imprint is not. I have a large following under my professional banner, that of an author, which I do. Yet thus far I've handled it privately as a professional should. Nils, you personally sent me an email, which I still have and have now obtained, and is how I obtained your direct email address, in which you asked for feedback. You specifically stated that you wish to hear all feedback, be it good or otherwise, for the specific purpose of meeting your customers' needs. Yet when I reach out to you sharing my experience, your response is to tell me that you're closing my account. Honestly, I cannot say that I've ever been this shocked. As a business owner myself, I understand that no owner likes to hear negative remarks. However, speaking only from my experience, my primary objective has always been to retain an open perspective, listening without judgment and trying to resolve the issues. You may feel that by canceling my account you're absolving the issue, but I assure you, causing further alienation does not lead to a positive resolution for either of us, especially when you requested that your customers relay to you honestly their experience to an open ear. I think customers will be shocked to hear what your immediate resolution to this was. Regardless of my opinions or input, the choice is clearly yours to make. Again, I thank you for your time. Sincerely, Shelby Knight. And he never responded. So, now you guys have the full backstory. And I'll tell you this much, I am, always will be, completely transparent about everything. Now, I did not want to talk about this because, even though I've been treated horribly, I feel, and mislabeled and misjudged by them, and then when I reached out to them to explain it, his solution, the CEO of the company, his solution was to close my account. Don't give a rat's ass about what you said. Don't acknowledge a damn thing you said. Don't address anything you said. Don't even respond except for to say, well, apparently we can't make you happy. We're closing your account. So the choice of shopping at Beautylish was taken out of my hands. To be honest with you, because of the fact that they have several products, including some I'm going to be opening in this haul, that I cannot get anywhere else, it's very upsetting to me to have that choice taken away. I've purchased all of my Wayne Goss brushes there, and like I said, I have several items here that I can't get anywhere else. So as a reviewer, to have that option stripped from me is upsetting, and it's very upsetting to not have a single thing that I had to say that I experienced for him to address anything. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, I do want to show you this because I'm sure at some point Beautylish will see this video, since Nils apparently checks my videos for their authenticity of what I'm saying. This is the palette here that I had a problem with. This is the, again, this is the Tom Ford Soleil Contouring Compact in Nude Glow number 3. Now, I want to show you, let me get a brush. I've never had one of these do this. Let me zoom you in. Now I want to show you when I touch the blush just literally, look at it. It just falls apart. Do you see it just coming off there? And I'm just barely touching it. It's hard to get on camera. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. I mean, I'm just barely touching it, and let's see if I can get up close. See it just coming off there in sheets? That is not the way, I mean, you can see it all over the palette here. All over my finger, all over the palette. I mean, that is not the way Tom Ford's palettes are. And let me show you how I say that. Now, here's another one I have. And I purchased all these from Beautylish. This is the Afternooner. And let me clean this brush off so I can use the same brush. Okay, it's stained, but it's clean. Okay, so here's the Afternooner, okay? I want to show you. Now there's a little bit there, see it? A little bit coming off. You can see it, a little bit there. Okay, that I expect. But this one here, this is why I knew something was wrong with this formula. Just watch it. See it already? I mean, I'm just barely touching it. Look at it. See that? It's falling apart, literally. Okay, I want to just show you real quick. God, it's a mess. I just want to show you, I hope that the camera will pick this up when I swatch it. The best way I can describe it is this blush feels wet. It feels wet. And the other ones aren't like that. Okay, come on, zoom in, buddy. Okay, let me show you here. Let's see if you can see it. You see how you can actually see where my finger has taken away the product there? See that? Just from running my finger over it. Now, let me show you this one. This is the Afternooner. Same way. Do you see my finger? Come on, zoom in. Do you see a finger swipe on that? Where it's, I mean, it's just, and so the swatch. That's the Afternooner right there. And that's the, anyways, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but basically there's something wrong with this blush. There's no question that there's something wrong with it because I've bought enough Tom Ford products in my life. This feels like a cream blush. Look at that. Look at that. That's what the problem I had with this. Yeah, when I opened it, it looked fine and everything. But even look at how it looks now after I've swatched it. God, I hope you guys can see this. I mean, it literally feels like, there. Can you see the fingerprints in it? Over here, look. See that? It literally feels like a cream blush. That is not the way Tom Ford's blushes operate. I've bought enough of them, I know. And even just to show you, again, let me clean my finger off. Here's the Afternooner, okay? I went over that many times. But you don't see that weird disruption and fingerprinting in it. I'm telling you. Anyway, so that was why I wanted to, and I didn't want a refund on it. I wanted it replaced because I enjoy these. So now, because of the fact that, you know, he sent me a return label and said return it and we'll give you your money back. Well, I didn't want my money back. I wanted a product like I ordered. So now, you know, I'm stuck with that because it's either return it to them and get a refund or just live with it. So I'm just living with it. So you guys have the backstory on, you know, what happened, and, you know, I read you the emails, so you had complete transparency on my part. And I don't know what your opinion is. I know a lot of you out there shop at Beautylish. And I'm not going to tell you don't shop, don't use them anymore, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's just, that is your decision. That is not a decision for me to make. If you're happy with the way that they're treating you and you're not having any problems, then God bless you, that's great. All I can do is share my experience and how I was treated. And I felt that for a company, you know, I mean, basically his response told me, you're just one peon person we could care less about you. You don't have enough financial impact on our business to matter, so we're just cutting you off. Didn't care about my experience like his email said. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Okay, found the email that he wrote. He wrote me this email in September of 2017. That's so fun. It's so ironic that this is the email I received. I'm sure this is just an automated email, but for me to respond to this and do as was asked and then to have my account canceled says something. It says, "Hi, it's been a few months since you've shopped with us on Beautylish and I just wanted to check in. Honestly, I've been wondering if we could have done a better job or you've just given up on us. Most Beautylish customers come back quickly, which is what got me thinking about this over the weekend. So this is the part where I swallow my pride and ask for your honest opinion. I know we have a long way to go and I really value what you think. Would you mind helping me out for a minute below? Your feedback goes directly to me and please don't sugarcoat it. I have thick skin. My goal is for us to become your beauty go-to, and I know your feedback will help us get there. Thanks in advance, and I look forward to hearing what you think. Best, Nils Johnson, CEO and co-founder of Beautylish." Oh, and at the bottom it says, "P.S. This is not an automated email or a survey that ends up never being read like most companies send. I really need to get to the bottom of making Beautylish better ASAP, which is why I'm reaching out directly." So scratch what I said about it being an automated email. He says right there, it's not an automated email. So he sent me an email, 5-6 months previous, if that, and asked for my honest opinion, stated that they have a long way to go and he knows it. My feedback goes directly to him and he doesn't want me to sugarcoat it because he has thick skin. And then I give him my opinion and tell him about my experience and he cancels my account. So, what do you guys think? Let's get on to the haul, shall we? The fun part. I will say that unless Nils decides to reactivate my account, which, considering the fact that he asked for an honest opinion and I gave it to him and he canceled my account, doesn't speak very highly of somebody with a thick skin, but maybe he had a bad day too. We all do. But, my resolution to this ultimately would be for him to reinstate my account because, like I said, even though I'm upset about the way I was treated, even though I'm upset about the things that were said about me, even though I'm upset about the fact that the CEO of the company asked for my opinion and then canceled my account when I gave it to him, I am still willing to be a Beautylish customer because there are some items there that I just cannot get anywhere else. That's what it comes down to. If I have to go to different brands and have different avenues for purchases, then I'll do that. Or I'll have somebody else ask one of my friends to order it from me through Beautylish. That's fine. But I think it absolutely behooves me that's like me saying to you guys, hey, give me your honest opinion about this video. Let me know what you honestly think about it. And you let me know down below, and any opinions I don't like, I delete and block you. You guys got me, I'm telling you. Okay, so let's get going with the first box, shall we? And as I said, I have not opened any of these products. I'll tell you, the only thing I took out was the foundation because they made such a point. The point being made was that, I used to save these orders and open them on camera with you guys. I've always enjoyed opening things on camera with you. I don't ever open stuff ahead of time. It's just the way I roll. I want you guys to have that experience of having that enjoyment with me and sharing that with me and seeing a real raw experience, not, hey, I opened this yesterday, oh, I opened this whole order yesterday, but I'm going to open it again with you. No, there's no, you're missing out on the entire, and there goes my phone. You're missing out on the entire experience when I already have opened everything. So, I took out just a few things that I needed to verify that, you know, if they're broken items or what have you, because they were having such a niption fit about me not opening my orders right away and finding a problem, you know, later on. One of the items I took out that I'd purchased was for my husband's birthday, so I took it out early. And to give you an idea, again, like everything, I'll put all the links for all the products down below in case you're interested in purchasing them, and of course all the links will be to Beautylish. This will be the only video I have Beautylish links in unless Nils reactivates my. Now you see, this is what upsets me so much about having my account canceled. I mean, beyond the fact of it was just a horrible response for a CEO to give, in my opinion, but you know, I purchased, I think that's what's in this box, is all the original Sonia G brushes. And I really, really want to be able to get the eye definer set she just released. But because she's exclusive to Beautylish, just as, you know, Wayne Goss is and all his brushes I buy, I can't get any of it anymore. Anyway, so let's just take a peek. Boy, these are absolutely beautiful. Look at the handles on these, you guys. Look at the lacquer that's done on that. Wow. So I'm just going to go through real quick and tell you the brushes that I did get. So here's the first one. Well, they're all taped up. Wonderful. Oh, man. Why would they put tape on these? Sticky tape, so it's all over these beautiful lacquer handles. What a shame. There's got to be another way to do this. These handles are so beautiful, and you know what it's like when you get the tape residue on stuff? Ugh. Okay, so here's the first one. This is, and these are all going to be by Sonia G. This is the Sculpt 2. Oh wow, feel that. Oh, it feels so lovely. That is the Sculpt 2. Beautiful quality brushes, and I will be using these in upcoming videos, so you guys will have an opportunity to see them and get my opinion on them. Right now we're just gonna race through and open all of them. Okay, the next one is the Sculpt 4. Beautiful. Oh my god, they just feel, oh, beautiful. I am not disappointed in these, boy. Okay, god, these are stunning. Next one is the Worker 2. Wow. I mean, look at the handles on these, you guys. They are absolutely art. Look at that. And I believe her new eye definer set, you know, these have the bigger bases on them. I think the eye definer set, they actually taper down. I want that set so bad. Okay, next we have the product that got it all started, which is the one that they sent me the incorrect shade in. This is the Sensual Skin Fluid Foundation by Kevin Aquan. This is in the shade SF3, which I am not, but let's take a peek at what she looks like. So there's that. So more than likely, because of the fact that I can't use this and it's not my shade, I'll probably put this in an upcoming giveaway for somebody that can. And here's the one they replaced it with, which is SF2, which is what I ordered. So there we go. And you'll see that in an upcoming foundation review. Okay, what else have we got here? A little black pouch. I have no clue what's in there. Badlands R & Co dry shampoo paste. Looks like a little sample. That's nice. And then we have a Beautylish bag filled with some, probably the rest of the brushes. Quite a few of them in there, it feels like. I think I purchased all of them. So you can understand, given how much money I invested in all the face brushes in her original collection, why I would want to get the new eye collection. Okay, the next brush, boy, she's a big beauty, is the Sculpt 1. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, they're so soft. I can't wait to use these, you guys. I just absolutely cannot. Okay, then we have Base 1. Looks like a pretty standard flat top kabuki. Beautiful. Then we have Face 2. God, they're so, looks like can be used for like some nice contouring with that. And then we have Worker 1. Now this is in the same, it's very similar shape to my Natasha Denona 10, which is my favorite brush, so I'm sure this will quickly become a favorite as well. That is a beautiful brush, it really is. Ah, I feel so bad that I can't get the rest of them. The next one is Builder 1. Looks like a little packing brush. Oh, look how thin that is. Yeah, that's definitely a packing brush. Okay, then we have Crease 1. Looks like a kind of a pointed pencil brush. Never seen that exact kind of shape before. Interesting. And lastly, we have Sculpt 3. It's a little itty bitty fan brush. Look at that. That'd be perfect for right like that. Oh boy, these are beautiful. I knew they would be. Tells you something about how upset I was that I let all this stuff sit in a box and didn't open it. And that's, you know, and then we got the contour wand and Tom Ford's eye defining pen. Yeah, you know, I mean, all this was just sitting in this box because I was so upset by this that I just couldn't do it. So that's it. So there you guys have it. That is the story behind what happened with Beautylish and why I will no longer be shopping with them. You know, like I said, my ultimate resolution would be for Nils to, you know, one thing I've learned, you know, I don't know everything, don't misunderstand me, but, you know, when you get to be 50 years old, you have a little bit of life experience behind you, and one thing I've learned is that ego is the downfall of man. And when I received that response from him that had no care, no compassion, was completely just detached, you know, it's bad enough to respond like that, but then given that you sent me an email that you claim is not an automated email, that you wrote specifically yourself, and you asked for my honest, undiluted opinion, and specifically said you can take it, you have thick skin, that tells me that, you know, I mean, you don't have to like people's opinions, but you don't have to fire back at them and use your power against them. And in my opinion, Nils used what power he had over me against me, and that was to take away my right to be a consumer. And that, you know, that really upset me because, you know, that's letting your personal feelings blend into your business, and I think that's bad business practice, but that's just my opinion. You know, there's been a lot of times in business where I've had people tell me, I mean, the most personal thing I do is write. And to have somebody read one of my works and then turn around and say, well, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this. There's nothing more personal than having, you know, I can't think of a more personal thing to be picked apart when you spend thousands of hours writing and to have it criticized by thousands of people. You know, if I were to turn around and go and attack each one of those reviewers and say, well, you know, your review sucks, it doesn't matter to me, you know, if I were to make that personal, I wouldn't have a place in the industry. I wouldn't have anything. You know, it's just, you've got to separate business and personal feelings. And in my opinion, the reason I think that was a personal reaction to my email is because most businesses, in my experience, if you're unhappy with the way things are going as a customer, they will communicate with you to try and find a resolution so that you're happy. And, he showed no interest in finding a resolution to make me happy. He had no care in making me happy. He had no, his email to me to ask for my opinion was just basically nothing. It was empty promises is what it was, because when I told him my experiences, he fired back at me in the only way he could. So again, I think the company has, I think they have a lot to offer consumers. They were my favorite. They were my hands down favorite. And that's what hurts so bad about this, on top of the fact that, like I said, I was going through you never know what people are going through in their personal lives. And that's why I end my videos the way I do every time, because you don't know what's going on in people's personal lives and the struggles they're facing. And like I said, he may have just had a bad day. And I gave him all this time. This was back in May, you guys, that this happened. Honest to God, another reason I didn't open this on camera, didn't want to talk about it until that video I did like 2 months ago to ask you guys if you wanted to see it and hear about it, was because I was really hoping that he would have some time to sit back and go, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe that was a bit drastic. But he didn't. He had months and months and months to do it, and he didn't. As far as, I can tell, he canceled my account and wiped me from his mind. Didn't care at all. He's got other customers and more business, but you know what? When you get in a position where you have a board of directors and they learn that you're just, that you're sending out emails asking for opinions and then canceling people's accounts when you don't like their opinion, I don't think that's going to go over too well. Oh, I missed a brush, you guys. Sorry. We might as well take her out. It's weird, I didn't see this one. Okay, so this one, good, we'll end on a good one. This is the pencil one, and I've got all kinds of crap in my hands, I apologize. So there's the pencil one. And again, these are all Sonia G brushes. I haven't used them yet, but I'll tell you one thing from looking at them. These are beautiful, you guys. These are absolutely beautiful. They're beautifully constructed. They're well made. I can tell by feeling these that they're not cut, that they're laid. In other words, like a lot of these mass-produced brushes, let's just use Morphe as an example. What they do is, they gather however many bristles they need, pinch them together in the ferrule, and then they cut the bristles to match whatever shape they need. It's all automated, all done by machine. And what happens as a result, though, when the hairs are cut on the end, first off, these aren't the kind of quality hairs that these are, but when they're cut on the end, like I've talked to you about when you shave your face, you have that blunt end hair. That's the same thing here. You have that blunt end, and it is much more abrasive. Whereas a brush like this, and like Wayne Goss, or Chikuhodo, what have you, where they actually lay the hairs individually. These are not machine made in that way. These are all handcrafted. And because of the fact that they're laying the hairs to get the shape instead of cutting it to get the shape, you have the taper of each natural hair taper here. So they're soft. They're so soft. And because of that, they not only feel like silk on the skin, but they apply product beautifully. Usually, I haven't used these yet. So anyways, I'm real excited this is a beautiful collection. Hopefully one of my wonderful friends out there, or one of my wonderful subscribers who has a Beautylish account, can order the Sonia G, the new eye collection on my behalf, and let me pay them, because I don't have a Beautylish anymore. So you guys asked for it, you got it. That is what happened from start to finish. You read it all. And what I told you in the summary at the beginning of the video was confirmed by my emails that I also read you. So, you can see here that as far as my belief, as far as my belief on the story, I relate it to you accurately and what happened. And I relate it to Nils accurately and what happened too, and look what it got me. So if you get an email from Nils at Beautylish tell me your honest opinion, if I were you, if it has any kind of negative connotation to it, if you've had any kind of negative experience, just be prepared that if you write that in the email, you might end up with your account closed. Or it could just be me that happened to be that way. But, you know, would I continue shopping at Beautylish to this day if they opened my account? Yeah, if Nils made it right and offered me a humble, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, and opened my account again, absolutely I would. Because I believe in forgiveness, and I believe in, not only do I want to be able to shop there because they have items I want, but I believe in forgiveness, and we're all human, we all make mistakes, we all have bad days, and there comes a point in time that you got to man up and atone to that. You know, I know that on that particular day that I dealt with Andrew, that I was not in a good headspace. Like I said, I had just had absolutely horrific treatments that my husband, daughter, and mother can attest to. It was bad, and I should have just put it off. And, you know, I wasn't calling him names or anything like that. You know, I was pissed that he wanted pictures of, what, you tell me, how would you guys feel? Now remember, they asked for not only the picture of the bottle and the bottom of the bottle, but the box, the front of the box, the top of the box, and the barcode. So you tell me, as a customer, how would that make you feel? Because I'll tell you one thing, on the rare occasion I've had, you know, an order arrive broken, an item arrive broken from Sephora or Nordstrom's or whatever, I have never, ever, ever had them ask me for pictures, let alone for multi-angle pictures. That, to me, screams, I don't trust you as far as I can spit on you. And that's insulting. Anyways, that's it for now, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And again, please know I am not advising anybody to do or not do anything. You wanted me to share the story of my experience, what happened with Beautylish, and I've been as transparent as I can in doing so. And I will leave the judgment to you, because individually it's up to you who you do your business with and who you support. And just remember that whatever company you purchase items from, you're sending them a message that you support them and you support their business practices and you support how their customer service policy is and their return policy and everything. The only power as consumers we have is where we choose to spend our dollars and our voice. And unfortunately, some businesses are more receptive to listening to customers' voices than others are. That's all I can say about that. I love you guys, and I hope wherever you're at in the world, life is treating you well. And if you're having struggles, you're beating the bitches back and persevering. Remember, don't give up, don't give in, don't let anyone tell you no. If you have a dream, you set your goals and you go after it like a maniac. Until next time, when you're out in the world and you encounter others, please treat them with love and respect, because they, like you, have feelings and can be hurt too. Nils, I love you guys. Bye.